Welcome to the Giddy Up workshop video on how to use everyday nail polish to create some stunning marbled effects. This is one of the easiest crafts that I've done on this channel so far. All you'll need is a small cup or some kind of container to hold water. I'm just using a cat food tin, and I've put it inside of a plastic container so that if I get any other kinds of spills, the container will catch that overspill. Regular over-the-counter nail polish. Play around with whatever color combinations you want. Here I'm using a kind of a pinky purple color, a green, and a metallic silver. I've pre-cut my paper, which is a slightly heavier cardstock, to be also slightly smaller than the mouth of the can, so it can easily drop in and catch the design. Now the water I'm using in here is just basic tap water. If you're going to use this technique for something more elaborate, like a very specific design, I've tried using filtered water before. However, this is just from the tap, nothing fancy. Once you've pre-selected your colors, give them a really good shake, make sure they're nice and fluid, and open up all of the caps. I leave the wand in the bottles, but you're going to want easy access to them because the nail polish will start to dry quite quickly on the surface of the water. The first few drops that you do are going to spread, and they're going to look quite thin just because it's the only thing that's on the surface. Once you start getting into your second and third colors, you can drop them in the middle of the first one as well as to the sides. When there's less space for the colors to spread, then they stay closer together, and that's when you start seeing the color more. The metallic is my absolute favorite to use. I've got a copper, a silver, and a gold that I was playing with in some of the other designs, and the silver metallic with these other cool colors just makes a gorgeous pattern. Now again, you're going to want to work quickly because it is nail polish and it will start to dry on the surface of the water. Already you can see that the nail polish isn't wanting to spread very far, partly because it's drying and partly because there just isn't anywhere else for the nail polish to go. So that's when you know you've got enough. Take one of your discs and simply drop it on top, and it will right away start to grab some of that nail polish and soak it right into the paper. Give it a few gentle presses to make sure it is absorbing everything. It's perfectly fine if it dips below the surface. The nail polish is already adhered onto the paper. Now all you have to do is pull it out, and you have your beautiful, beautiful marble design. I love the fact that no two are alike, and it's really the charm of experimenting with this marbling. You never quite know what you're going to get. Set it aside to dry, and you can continue to make more of these. Now you'll notice, of course, from the edge of the paper that there is still some dried nail polish residue that's left in the water. To gather this up, you can either use some scrap paper to help to soak it, but it may not absorb well because, again, it's already kind of dry. You can take a toothpick. I had this wooden dowel stick, and if you roll it around in the surface, it's going to start to grab onto the stick, and you can pull it out that way. Paper towel would also work for this. If you're just doing some experimenting, it's okay if there's still a little bit of residue in there. It really will just sort of become part of the design. But if you're very particular about it, of course, you can dump it out and use some fresh water. Once the shapes are dry, you can cut them into whatever kind of design you want. Here I've used them as marbled Easter egg designs. I've backed them on white cardstock and added some ribbon so they become hanging Easter ornaments. Thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe to my video and check out my channel for lots more crafting ideas.